Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dion, and we're back with a daily Fanduel lineup building video for today, July 3rd. Doing this a pretty late, man. Got home from work maybe about an hour and some change ago. I already did some of the research at work, so everything in the spreadsheet is updated except for a few of except for the batter stats. It's updated as far as yesterday goes, but the rest not so much. So we got an 8 game slate. We got an 8 game main slate. There's 2 games before that, one at 210, one 605. So we don't really have to worry about those. It looks like DraftKings doesn't even have a slate for that. So there's not even a slate for the 2 games. So uh, really nothing to worry about there. Oh, I can see why time difference is way too much. So but let's just get into the main slate. We have a few games and some hitter friendly parks today. Uh, just by scrolling through it, it's a few games that I like just for the park alone. But the first game on the docket we have Marcus Stroman versus Masahiro Tanaka and the Yankees. Now the Yankees are struggling as of late. I don't know, man, what's going on right now with this offense. It's going downhill. Yes, we hit grand slam 2 days in a row before Sunday's game. But for the most part, offense hasn't been that great. The pitching hasn't been that great. But Tanaka is coming off of 2 good starts. So hopefully he can get it here done against the Blue Jays. We'll take a look at where they rank as far as team goes against before we look at individual stats against right-handed pitching. So the Blue Jays are 24th against right-handed pitching this season. 43% ground ball rate, hard contact 31 as a team. Average 243, the WRC plus below average at only 90. So striking out 20% of the time. And their walk rate is not great. So I think this is a spot where you can possibly get Tanaka. Definitely, we had the stolen base. We're gonna wait to the end, but I want to see if there's some BVP here from the Blue Jays. Real quick. Oh, come on, it's not even July 3rd. Crap. All right, Tanaka's. All right, so we're looking at some BVP here. Okay, Devon Travis has some good BVP, but he's not playing tomorrow. Barney, who probably won't play, is 2 for 4. Steve Pierce, who probably won't play, is 5 for 12. So so from the guaranteed bets, none of these guys really own Tanaka, but Bautista has a home run off him. Pierce has 2. Kendricks has 1. That's his lone hit. And Donaldson has 1. So there's some homers, but as far as average goes, not so much. But in the small ballpark, I can see why people might take the chance there. Let's take a look at some prices and look at some stats as far as Tanaka goes. So let's see where he ranks as far as Sierra goes on the slate. He has the third best Sierra as far as pitchers on this slate, 3.9. The FIP is above 5, which means he's giving up some bombs here. Ground ball rate's pretty good at 49%. Walk rate is pretty. I have it the opposite. I have it the opposite way for some reason. It's supposed to be green, while this Carlos Rodon number is supposed to be red. I gotta fix that. Let me just fix it now. Who cares? Okay. All right, so that's perfect right there. So where was I? Okay, walk rate's low, but he has a pretty high swing and strike rate and a high outside swing, man. This might be some of the best numbers of his career. I have to go check it out, but I definitely like him here versus the Blue Jays. Now let's look at by handiness versus lefties. 3.47x FIP. Ground ball rate is good. Hard contact solid. Versus righties now. Where is he at? He's clear at the bottom of the list almost. 4.99 FIP, 4.18 xFIP. Ground ball rate drops him above 50 to 43 against righties. Hard contacts at 34%, average 279. Let's see strikeout rate. Strikeout rate's 23, but we'll see pull rate 47. So That short porch and Yankee Stadium could be a problem if he's giving up that type of hard contact with the pull rate, and then the ground ball rate is not elite. So you could probably get some Blue Jays here. Let's take a look at some of their prices. I'm a Yankee fan, so I'll never do it. Let's go. Let's go to Fanduel pricing. All right, so Bautista 3.8, probably not worth it. Donaldson at 3.3 is probably worth it. Smoke has been on fire for the most part all year, so maybe him at 3.2. But this game is looking pretty much like a must fade for me. Let's look at Stroman now. I don't know if there'll be much value to be had here. Stroman's that ground ball rate is so elite, 63%. And Yankees don't have too many fly ball hitters, which doesn't bode well. But a K rate 20%, walk rate is good. He's not walking batters at least. So all right, versus righties now he drops down. And still has a 58% ground ball rate with a 29% hard contact. So his numbers have been looking pretty good, but a 342 WOBA, we don't like that. Oh man, he has to get it together, man. I guess he's what's the BABIP? He's probably been getting BABIP to death. I don't think I have that here, so yeah, that's probably wasn't a necessary stat for this, but this game's looking like a must fade to me. We're gonna check to see if there's anybody watching in the chat. Okay, so it's dead right now, so I'll be the first to like my own video because I'm cool. Move on to the next game, Ivan Nova versus Nola. Let's take a look at these guys. As far as lefties go, Nova's has a little bit of struggles. Ground ball rate's pretty solid. Our contact's not great. Only a 316 WOBA with the lefties, but we know career-wise he struggled mightily with lefties. 4.45 xFIP to lefties. Line drive rate is pretty high, 26%. We don't like that. So of course you got some fly ball righties lefties in the slump. You can take a chance here. But Nova's been pretty solid, man. I usually don't like stacking against him. For the most part, he goes 6. He gives you a quality start, at least 6 innings, and doesn't completely die. But we'll take a look at Aaron Nola now. Okay, we'll look at Nova's. Okay, he's second best versus oh man, I didn't organize this crap. All right, it's perfect now. So Nova 3.9 is pretty good. Ground ball rate is good. All right, so as far as Aaron Nola goes, 51% ground ball rate. Hard contact is elite. Striking him out at 26%. Now walking batters. Now let's look at his numbers versus lefties. Now this is where he's having a little bit of a struggle, just like Ivan Nova was. Fly ball rate is a little higher. Hard contact's pretty low though. Hitters park, so we're a little worried about that. Let's see, pull rate, nothing crazy, only 36. All right, so man, I don't know if I really want too many Pittsburgh bats here, but I did play him I think his first start against Pittsburgh this year, and I can't remember if he died, but he might have had a solid start. No, he had a solid start. I think his price was way cheaper than this too. So 7 innings, 5 strikeouts, only 1 earned run. Yeah, that was a pretty solid game. Had the quality start too. So I could see him doing more of the same. I just would be worried about him getting a win against Nova. So these guys kind of cancel each other out. But we'll take a look at some bets. See if we can find some fly ball hitters from either of those teams. As I scroll through, anybody with a good fly ball rate? Galvis at 40%, but not a reliable bat. Brock Stassi doesn't even play. Michael Saunders, haven't seen him play in years. And then as far as the Pirates go, Josh Harrison has a solid ground ball to fly ball ratio. J-So's good as well. McCutchen is creeping up there. Nah. That's about it from both teams. So this game could be one of those other close games. I'll be interested to see who this Nick Williams is. So I don't know why I was on Lil Boosie's Instagram, but whatever. Go MLB. See who Nick Williams is, what his numbers are looking like. See if he's a power bat. We'll check out the slugging percentage. Okay, so this dude seems to be pretty legit in 202 at bats versus right-handed pitching. He's batting 292, 564 slugging, 905 OPS. Okay, 61 strikeouts could be a little bit of concern. He strikes out a bit, but nonetheless seems like a power bat. So how many home runs? 12 home runs. So definitely worth it probably. Let's see his price again. 2.2 outfielder batting fifth. Ty Kelly batting seventh. Nah, I probably wouldn't play Ty Kelly. So we move on to the next game, Jeff Locke versus Wainwright. Now, surprisingly, Jeff Locke advanced numbers keep telling me that he's not a gas can, but he keeps dying. Versus lefties, he's had his struggles. But let's take a look at his numbers versus righties. Pretty solid. I mean, it's not the most amazing numbers, but only a 4.2 on xFIP, 47% ground ball rate, fly ball 35, hard contact 30. So, surprisingly, he hasn't given up a lot of bombs. He just got a little bit of base hit to death. So, 21% K rate too as well. Doesn't really walk batters. So, we'll take a look at who he's going against the Cardinals. Let's see if these guys are reliable lefties. So, I know Alex Mejia, he's in his first week up. And then we'll take a look at the rest of these guys. I think Pham is injured, so probably won't see him here. Let's take a look at some Wobas. So versus lefties, we'll go to this list right here. Okay, Paul DeJong has a 412 Woba. Jose Martinez 409. Jericho 394. Pham 386. Molina 341. And then, of course, we know there's no Fowler. Letmus is injured. And I think Piscotty's injured as well. I thought I saw him today. I thought I saw him pinch hit, but I'm not sure. So, they're definitely Piscotty possibly in play, man. Last year he did his thing versus lefties, but also if you look at his batted ball, man, the 41% fly ball rate and the 41% hard contact. So he's smoking the ball. He's just been getting a little unlucky. So you can definitely talk me into Piscotty versus Locke if he actually ends up starting. So, oh yeah, he is gonna start. He's healthy. Never mind. I don't know why I thought I saw somebody else's name here, but we could probably look at Wainwright real quick versus lefties. Wainwright, middle of the pack here. Pretty solid ground ball rate, 4.44. Okay, Jay-Z. Okay, Wainwright with the Jay-Z xFIP. 33% hard contact. Not great. Average 287. Woba 345. Walk rate is almost touching 10. And he's not really carrying lefties too often. Let's look what it is versus righties. Okay, numbers are pretty solid across the board here. Under a 4 xFIP, K percent 21%, so that's pretty good. Slugging only 462, so he's not horrible. I can tell you that. But we'll look at some Marlins bats, see if there's any BBP. All right, so Martin Prado 4 for 21, 4 for 19. Okay, no home runs. AJ Ellis, who probably won't play, is 4 for 11, 1 home run. Giancarlo Stanton's 0 for 13. Suzuki 3 for 7. We don't know if he'll play. I doubt it. Yelich pinch hit the most. Yelich 3 for 7. 1 walk. Okay. D Gordon 2 for 8. JT Realmuto 1 for 7. Ozuna. So for the most part, man, Wainwright owns this team. Now we know he hasn't been the Wainwright of late, but I'm certain he's pitched against the Marlins last year and this year. So, and I think his numbers last year were actually worse. So, probably don't really like too many guys here in this game as well, man. This is looking like a lot of good pitcher matchups. If I'm playing anybody, it's gonna be Piscotty, Jericho from this game. I don't really trust anybody in these first 2 games either. So, right now you got me on 2. I'm on 2 bats. maybe 3. Nah, I'm on a few bats, man. Jose Martinez is cheap enough. Lena's cheap enough, and then Jericho and Piscotti just lefty killers. I don't know if I like that price for Jericho though. All right, from the Marlins side, I'm fading it completely. Porcello versus Martin Perez. Now, Martin Perez has been one of those pitchers that every time you can't stack against him, man. You just can't stack against him, no matter how bad his numbers say. But let's look see if they have improved lately. Okay, best against lefties, I'm certain. All right. Now versus righties, Martin Perez has a 4.9 xFIP, a 43% ground ball rate, 31% fly ball rate, and a 36% hard contact. So we're gonna look for some lefty, some guys from the Red Sox that might crush the baseball. So let's see. Versus lefties. Let's see if we got some fly ball hitters. So JBJ, no. Sam Travis, no. Pedroia, fly ball hitter with a 46% hard contact. So you could talk me into him here. Mookie, 47% fly ball rate with a 37% hard contact here. You could talk me into that. Bogart's ground ball hitter. I'm not feeling it. Sandy Leon probably won't play. Hamram, just because in the past he's killed lefties. Chris Young, of course, he's in play versus a lefty. And that's about it there for me. So you can stack them, but it just seems to be a trap, man. Everybody's going to be on Mookie Betts as well today, too. He just came off an amazing game yesterday. I think he had 2 home runs, had 8 RBIs from the leadoff spot. So pretty impressive there. Now, as far as Porcello goes, let's see. 4.59 xFIP. The hard contact and the fly ball rate makes me not ever want to play him. He's in the hitter's park against a pretty good team. He got some guys that strike out a little bit too, but I'm just always worried of these power bats, man. But that hard contact is crazy. Shin-Soo Choo is way too cheap leading off. Mazzara at 3.6. I'm making sure to see if it's Fanduel because I can't believe Mazzara is 3.6. But Mazzara at 3.6 is in play. The wind's supposed to blow in, but we don't know, that might change. Beltre is always a solid option. And just these 2 guys have been pretty much money. So that first 4 in the order, I think these guys could be reliable. And then the last 5, I'm not sure I'm trusting at all. Well, Lucroy isn't a strikeout guy, but he'll put the ball in play. But I don't know if earlier in the play it got banned 7th that I'm not 100% sure on. And the Red Sox bullpen is pretty solid. So let's take a look at the numbers to make sure he is all right against righties. And Porcello is. So, crap, I clicked their names. All right, so Porcello, 3.91 xFIP, 43% ground ball rate, 40% hard contact, the righties as well. So, that's interesting, man. Let me go look at these Rangers numbers. All right, so versus righties, we're going to look at the hard contact. All right, so Napoli, 34%. Okay. Ronaldo, 35. Mazzaro, 33. Joey Gallo, 43, of course. Elvis Andrus, 30. Shin-Soo Choo, 40. Carlos Gomez, 43. Beltre, 35. Chirinos, 41. So these guys have been hitting the ball hard. So this can definitely be a great matchup here. Of course, Beltre has a 40%, pretty much close to 40% fly ball rate, which is more than enough against Porcello for me. Mazzaro, pretty good fly ball rate. Odor, pretty good. Napoli, 50%. That's crazy. Yeah, so you could definitely talk into a Rangers stack here, actually. They're just always that sneaky team, and I don't think they'll be high owned on this slate. But I will say I don't think Porcello's a gas can, so that can be really risky. It's just more of this moment plays, man. It's gonna be 96 degrees in Arlington, so you might just have to take that chance. Now Alex Meyer versus Aldo. I don't know how to say the guy's name. I'm not even gonna attempt to, but let's see. Alex Meyer, 4.41 exit. Ground ball rate's pretty good. Hard contact is great, so he's been pitching pretty solid. 26% K rate to lefties, but he has a 16% walk rate. Pretty much he throws fastball, curveball. And I guess when that curveball is missing, it's off. Like he can't die, I guess. So Alex Meyer, 4.37 exit versus righties, 43% ground ball rate, 34% hard contact. K rate at 25% to righties as well, but the walks are up as well. So gotta stay worried of that. Let's see play discipline for the Twins. Okay, Joe Mauer 3.8, Polanco 4.5, Grossman 5.8, Kepler 8.6, Dozier 8.7. So all of these are pretty good until you get to the Eduardo Escobars, Castro, and down from there. So let's see what Alex Meyer actually has. His swing and strike rate is 10.4. So okay, you definitely don't want guys susceptible to striking out in this matchup here. So let's see if there's anybody in chat. It's 4 guys watching right now. Shout out to you guys, man. I will say though, man, if you got anything to say, leave it in the chat because I will check over in a few. Let me go back. So, like I said, these guys' prices 3.5 Dozier, Grossman 2.8, 3.5 for Mauer, Kepler 2.7 for Kepler. I think his swing and strike was pretty solid. Let me see again. Yeah, Kepler's swing and strike was pretty good. So I like it here, man. There's a few Twins bats. I don't like the ballpark, so I probably won't have too many of these guys. If I touch anybody from this game, I'll probably be Kepler because of that price tag. Now, from the Angel side, let's see if Mejia is somebody we want to attack. All right, so pitcher versus lefties. Mejia has been pretty solid. 5.42 FIP, 4.44 xFIP. That's not great for a lefty be going up against his own hand, but only a 20% hard contact rate. So I don't know how that FIP is that crazy. Not against righties. Let's see where he's at. Second worst on the slate. So 5.58 FIP and xFIP, 42% ground ball rate, 40% fly ball, 34% hard contact. Let's see the pull. Okay, it's 42%. So I think the shortest part of the Twins field is to left field. So I might be wrong. And then the wall is a lot shorter there too. So that's what a bullpen is. So I think we'll pretty much just talk about a few guys here. Cameron Maybin's likely in play. Pujols, Escobar, Andrelton Simmons. Let's just go look at the stats. Okay, we'll scroll up to Angels. So 384 average, hard contact 36, ground ball rate's bad, but he's hitting the ball pretty hard. So he could probably maintain a 300 average against lefties. Maldonado, same thing, 42% hard contact, but a ground ball hitter. Andrelton Simmons, 27%. That's where you get a little tricky there. Cameron Maybin, 38%. So I like him here. And these guys don't really strike out too much besides Maldonado and Crone, actually. And when you think about it, I think the Angels have faced some pretty good lefties this year, too. I think they played Kershaw, Rich Hill, and there was somebody else I'm thinking of. Boy Jordan Montgomery, too. I think they played them. But I think the Angels played some solid lefties this year. But Cameron Maybin, we know he's hit lefties in the past. And a few of these guys, I just like them. The career-wise, they've done pretty good. And these numbers, the hard contact is still pretty good for these guys. Okay, so nobody had nothing to say. All right. Click the wrong one. So Cameron Maybin 3.2, pretty cheap. Now 3.1. Andrelton 3.1. So these guys are extremely cheap today. Now next we got one of the top pitchers, one of the Reds' top prospects, Luis Castillo, just came off a solid game last game. He could have possibly He could have possibly died, man. Scott Schebler made an amazing catch to rob somebody of the home run from the Brewers, and that would have put him behind 3 runs early. But let's just take a look at his game log real quick. See who they put up last time. His first 2 starts. Oh, it's not showing it. What the hell? Well, we'll look at it from here. Uh, but definitely a strikeout pitcher. His first 2 games, he got a combined 14 strikeouts, so we'll just average that out against, say, 7. So, 7 a game so far, and he got 5 against a pretty good Washington Nationals team. So that tells you a lot. On the road, 5 innings. He did walk 5 bats, so that's pretty concerning. He had 10 men on base, but he was able to work around it and only give up 2 earned runs. So showed a little composure, I guess. But let's just go take a look, see what he did in the minors, see his strikeout stuff. We don't really. I do have his stats, but it's not really. It's gonna tell you much. Uh, all right, let's go. See his numbers in the minors. Gave up under a 250 average to both lefties and righties. Was a fly ball pitcher though. Strikeout rate, 1 less strikeout than in his pitch, and then against lefties, 2 more strikeouts than in his pitch against them. So, yeah, some K stuff here. But I will say, man, one thing is concerned is the Rockies are pretty good at home. Got some guys that could be a problem for him. Charlie Blackmon is actually pretty cheap for what he's usually been in cores as of late. Arenado I can't pay that price for. Mark Reynolds is always sneaky in the stack. Tapia doesn't really have too much power, but I don't think he strikes out often. And then DJ LeMahieu doesn't strike out often. And this guy's a fly ball pitcher, so it's pretty concerning with the degrees, 90 degrees. So, sheesh, I don't know what I'm going to do here. Jeff Hoffman, strikeout pitcher as well, but he is an extreme fly ball pitcher. We're going to take a look at the numbers. It was still actually 39% K rate to lefties, 70% ground ball. We'll see how that holds up. Only 23 batters lefties face against righties. 64% ground ball rate. So those numbers tell you all you need to know, man. That's how you just gotta wait for this bigger sample size, because in the minors he was an extreme fly ball pitcher, and now in 2 games he's a ground ball pitcher in the majors. So we can't take his numbers too serious as far as Hoffman go. Fly ball pitcher, hard contact's too crazy right now. Let's see what it is versus lefties. Hard contact to lefties is pretty low, but an extreme fly ball pitcher, so that's always alarming there. So maybe you could talk. Let's see the prices. Votto at 5K, I can't do it. Kozer at 3.6, you could talk me into it. Duval at 4.4 on Fanduel, I can't pay that price. Schebler at 3.3 might be worth it. Get a bullpen guy or something. And that's about it for me as far as like I said, from the Rockies, Blackmon, DJ, Reynolds, maybe Tapia, but that's it. Then we come down to the last 2 games now. We can look at Carlos Rondon numbers from he's coming off the injury. He came off the injury last game against the Yankees. Didn't have a great start, but wasn't horrible. Really actually got out that game. 5 innings, no earned runs, even though they should have been earned, but it's neither here nor there. So we know the A's have been famously known for hitting. The only thing they hit was lefties, at least last year. But we'll see how they're faring this year versus them. All right, so Haley batting 373, and then the rest of the lineup is, oh my god, nobody's batting. Like, nobody's doing anything good. Nobody has over a 250 average, with the exception of Matt Joyce, who probably won't be in the lineup versus lefties. But they did call up a few guys, so let's look at the projected lineup. Let's see Barreto. Franklin Barreto, his numbers in the minors versus lefties. Uh, Okay, 240. That's not enough, and that's not enough for me. Let's see, 2016. Okay, let's see, double A. So versus lefties in double A, he'd even bat over 300. So not really a good bat there. We know Chris Davis hits the ball pretty hard. Um, Haley's been pretty solid. Fegley was a pretty solid lefty hitter, but he's not doing too much this year. Let's take a look at the hard contact and everything. So scroll through that. Okay, Chad Pender, 37% hard contact, and he's a fly ball hitter, so could be sneaky if he plays. Fegley, 33%, and he's a fly ball hitter. Big ballpark for them to hit today, though. Chris Davis, 54% hard contact. Uh, more of a line drive, pretty high line drive hitter. So Lowry, 30%, fly ball hitter. All right, I can see it. Um, we don't really have too much to go off of, but we do know Rodon loves his fastball. He's pretty much fastball slider pitcher. So let's just see if anybody on the A's hit the slider pretty good. Chris Davis hits it pretty good. Haley hits it pretty good. Pender okay, above average. That's about it. This doesn't show for handiness, so it's not going to be for specifically lefty or righty. It's for both combined. All right, so let's see. So damn, everybody's just watching. Nobody's commenting. So with that being said, we got Jarrell Cotton on the slate. Let's see how his numbers fare out. Play out. Cotton. Second worst on the slate versus left-handed pitching. The FIP and XFIP are horrible. Hard contact's pretty low though. So that's one thing he has going for him. K rate under 20, so he's not missing a bunch of bats. The walk rate's 11%. Let's see the White Sox. I want to see their swing and strike stuff. See if they swing it a lot. So, oddly enough, you wouldn't think that, but the White Sox have some bats under 10%. So Omar Narvaez, who doesn't really play, Melky, Abreu, Salagnu doesn't play, Frazier. Yeah, I don't understand. He strikes out so much, but his swing and strike is only like 9.4%, and then his outside swing is only 27%, which is weird. But Laurie Garcia, Yoma Sanchez, so those would probably be the guys if I touch anybody. Would. And it's weird because Avisel Garcia bats 300, but he has a horrible swing and strike rate with the 42% outside swing. So that's kind of weird. But that's why you gotta wait for the season to play out even longer to really see like who's getting lucky and unlucky. All right. Okay, dead. So as far as Jarrell Cotton's go, you could definitely play some lefties here. I'll probably touch Melky if I'm gonna play anybody from the White Sox. As far as righties go, 4.84 xFIP, fly ball and the hard contacts all the way up there, which is scary for him. But he K's them a bit. 8% walk rate. All right, not bad there. But man, you're definitely probably gonna be able to talk me into some damn. With a core slate though, I don't know if I really want to pay 3.8 for Jose Abreu or 3.6 for Frazier. Melky's interesting, Yomer's interesting, and that's about it for me. And it's crazy because he gives up the least amount of hard contact to lefties, so that game might be a fade for me. I like a few plays there. And Kennedy, not great. Andrew Moore's only had one start in the majors, I think. So let's see his minor stats. All right. So in the minors versus lefties give under 200. Under 250 average, under 200 average to righties. She's is pretty good. Strikeout stuff. He's solid pitcher all around. It looks like. So probably won't stack against him here with Seattle, but let it be known that Robinson Cano has been on fire, and this guy is a fly ball pitcher. So just have to let that be known. Ian Kennedy, on the other hand, we got a decent sample size on him. All right, 51% fly ball pitcher to lefties, 45% hard contact, which is horrible. The FIP is above 6, the XFIP above 5. So, what else do we need to know? Um, as far as righties go here, how he fares against righties: 5.26 FIP, 5.08 XFIP. Extreme fly ball fly ball pitcher 50%, and then the hard contacts 35. So this isn't a matchup I think this guy wants to be in, man. And I just realized I said I compared Cano going up against Andrew Moore. My mistake. But yeah, Andrew Robinson Cano still in play versus Ian Kennedy. I think this whole Mariners team is in place. So Ian Kennedy hasn't been great. Let's just take a look at this swinger strike rate too. Only 8.7%. Outside swing, only 22.5. So he's not generating too many swings outside the zone. And let's see his pitch type. Where's he at? Kennedy throws his fastball 60% of the time, only 92 on average velocity, cutter, curveball, changeup. See the pitch value. So his best pitch has been his cutter. His changeup and fastball have been just a little bit above average. But let's see. Let's look at some Mariner bats. See the pitch value. Anybody crushed a cutter? Okay, Ben Gamel's pretty good against that. This whole team kills fastball, so I don't think he wants to throw that there. Got Seager, Zanino, Canoes, Scarrick, Nelson Cruz, Ben Gamel, Haniger. So definitely know how to pitch, and this team hits changeup, so fastball, changeup. So they pretty much hit two of his four main pitches, which I think those the pitches he throws the most. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, he throws the fastball, and then all right, curveball 13.6, changeup 13.2, close enough, and then he throws those other pitches, distributes those evenly for the most part. So with that being said, man, that's definitely my breakdown for today's slate. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. See if you got any comments. Not any comments today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, man. We'll definitely be coming back. I want to say tomorrow, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if I want to get your hopes up, man, because I'm definitely not consistent with these, but we'll try to be. And with that being said, I'm out of here, man. Let's win some money. Yeah, hit me up if you want access to the spreadsheet as well. So that's about it. Peace.